If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 41 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. After a successful episode yesterday with a couple of victories and of course the squad report as well, we're hoping to continue that form in today's, starting with an away game against Bologna, a side that I don't know too much about, to be fair, in real life, and I wasn't sure whether to underestimate them or to overestimate them, or what really was going to be the situation in this one. I didn't know whether I was going to face a difficult game or whether it was going to be a walkover, so it was kind of blind, but we'll try our best nonetheless. Starting our 100% strength, 100% strong starting lineup, of course, except for the absentee of Alvarez Ballant, who of course is out for 4 months with a broken tailbone thanks to international duty. Hooray for international duty! It kills me off on Football Manager, and now it's starting to kill me off on FIFA as well. But fortunately, we got off to a decent start. Rodrigo on his weak foot turns inside, smashes it tops with his right, and we get a decent 1-0 head start. But I thought this was going out there, so I decided not to defend it. Turns out I should have, because I was able to get the cross in. Was it Palzetti? I'm not really too sure who it was that stood the ball up, but it comes back off the bar, and then it's Zuccolini that fires in with the volley on the first time shot into the back of the net, and that's 1-1. So 10 minutes later, we'll try and go get ourselves back in front again if we possibly can. Rodrigo into Guarin. Rodrigo keeps dropping a lot deeper for me though, which is starting to become a bit of a problem. I'd like to have him further up the pitch, but Guarin gets it into Icardi here. It doesn't matter whether Rodrigo drops back though, I suppose, so long as there's someone up there like Mauro Icardi. That's the fortunate thing with this being the only series that I do use or only series with a larger side that I do use two strikers up top. Ordinarily, with a big team, I tend to play a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, at Cambridge, we play a 4-4-2, but that's only because that's how we started in that series, and I seem to actually get on quite well with that particular side with a 4-4-2. But we have settled in very well now with this 3-5-2 at Inter. We're becoming more and more successful with it, picking up a 3-1 victory there over Bologna, thanks to Rodrigo bagging his second goal, arriving late at the back post. This time he was far enough up the pitch to have an impact at the right end, and we win 3-1. So we head into the Europa League for the fifth game, I think it is. We'll be able to tell from the league table that's going to pop up on your screen any second now. I think we've won the opening 4 games in this season so far. We have 4 wins so far, 1 against Bromby, 2 against I'm not too sure whether it's PAOK, or someone told me in the comment section to pronounce it as if it was just one word, so PAOK was how I was told to pronounce it. I'm not too sure. You guys will have to let me know. I know there are a couple of Greek guys that subscribe to me, so let me know in the comment section how to pronounce that, and for future reference I will try and get it correct. But we're coming up against Saint Etienne here for the 5th game in the Champions League, in the Europa League, unfortunately. But we'll try and win this. This will guarantee us, I'm not sure, we may already be guaranteed progression through. I forget what the league table looked like. I was just making sure that I was checking that we had won 4 of 4. But the rest of the group behind us haven't really been, there hasn't really been a standout opposition. Everybody seems to be taking points off everyone else, whilst we just seem to win game on game on game in Europe so far this season, which bodes well for our retaining of the Europa League title, which of course we won last year. But I give away the ball needlessly here as I'm trying to pass it out from defence into midfield. They get it around to Erdic, and decent finish from him. Tidely slots that into the bottom corner, and that makes it 1-0 to Saint Etienne after they'd already hit the bar in this first half as well. So definitely on top, and value for their lead as well. Max Gradle there gets the ball into the box. I take it off him and then give it away again. Pass it into Hamuma. I wasn't too sure here what the penalty was given for. Obviously, you saw me dive in with a couple of sliding tackles, but I didn't think I'd made contact with their man, especially with the first one. Then you actually see from the replay, and of course the fact that the camera zoomed in on the goalkeeper there, it was actually the goalkeeper that wiped out their number 21. I thought he'd won the ball initially, but from that replay you could see the ball actually canned off the Saint Etienne teammate, but Bardi was able to make up for his mistake by saving the penalty anyway. To be fair, they did deserve a 2-0 victory, or 2-0 lead at least, the way that Saint Etienne have been playing so far in this first half. But we'll try and get ourselves back in if we can. Damian making moves up here, goes for the finesse shot, takes a deflection off the defender, and initially the goalkeeper looks as if he was nowhere near it and was unlucky, but as you can see from the replay, it's right next to him. All he's got to do there is kick it, catch it, punch it, do something. The initial shot was going well wide and the deflection was very, very lucky, but he's almost robotic turning there in stages. It's really strange goalkeeping. Obviously, we've seen numerous times throughout the year how retarded the goalkeepers are on FIFA 15. I really hope they're at least partially fixed for FIFA 16. Time will tell, of course, but clearly another example of it there, causing us to get our equaliser. And then, regardless of how good the goalkeeper is, nothing he can do about that comfortable finish for Dybala to make it 2-1. 10 minutes from time. We almost going to make it 3-1 here as well. Dybala breaking through, trying to turn either side of the defender. He wipes me out, Mustafa Sal, who's a defender that I've really struggled against, actually, in this series, and actually on Twitch as well. We played against St Etienne, and I really struggled against him in that game as well. But it's a really clumsy tackle. You see him running away, and then just tries to charge at me, misses the ball, takes the man, and then the ball hits his trailing foot. So I guess technically he did win the ball, but he took the man first. He was the last man. It was a straight red card. Didn't, in the end, though, have any effect on the final outcome. St Etienne definitely deserved a point from that one, and I did feel harsh taking all three, but that's 5 wins from 5 now in our Europa League campaign, and we'll try in tomorrow's episode to make it 6 from 6 and do a clean sweep in the group stage with a game against Brøndby. But right now we have to concentrate on an away trip. No, not an away trip, we're at home. This is the San Siro. We're playing at home against Napoli, a side that last year really struggled. Well, last year, initially, they were top of the table. Then the game kind of wiped itself out, didn't it? And I had to replay all of the games again and do the recovery of the save. And then Napoli ended up being 13th by the time we got back to where we were, around about the mid-October, early November stage. And this year, they've been decent, though. And as you can see, they've got Christian Benteke up top, which is nice to see, actually. Normally, Benteke ends up leaving Villa and going to Arsenal, along with Edin Dzeko. I'm not sure whether Dzeko has gone to Arsenal in this save. I would presume so. But Eduardo Vargas actually has a decent shot on the volley there. Lovely technique, draws a good save out of Bernd Leno. But it's nice to see Christian Benteke at a different side, albeit I am still playing against him. But still, it's nice to see the CPU actually making a more unique transfer. And Gökhan Toure goes on a brilliant run here. I thought I'd leave that in. We didn't actually have a decent shot at the end of the run, but it was a really, really good effort, tricking his way past 3 or 4 defenders before, unfortunately, getting tackled. The ball's going to drop on the edge of the box here to Juan Jesus from the corner. Centre-back, of course, but hits it very cleanly, and it needed another save from Sepe to keep it out. So we stay at 0-0, and Napoli here, as you can see, going to have another chance, building up possession nicely. A bit scrappy with the passing. The technique wasn't necessarily very good, but the final product was brilliant first-time hit from Christian Benteke. Mentioned it was nice to be playing against him in a different side. Not necessarily so nice to be conceding against him, though, regardless of which team he's playing for. So we are 1-0 down, and immediately from the off in the second half, you can see we're having an attempt on goal. Rodrigo shows good feet to get past the man, trying to rifle it into the bottom corner with the outside of his left foot, but Sepe again with a good save. Then Napoli goalkeeper was causing me some problems here. I was trying to get myself an equaliser, obviously. Don't really want to lose to Napoli, especially at home, but every single time I seemed to get through, he was making a save. And then when I did beat him, the ball bent away from the goal as well. You see it just arcing the wrong way there. So we get a free kick 24 yards out, literally almost exactly on the 90th minute, and Shaqiri looked initially from that shot to have gotten it well wide, but you see his reaction. I was a bit curious, so I thought I'd have a look at the replay, and actually as it goes in on goal, it bent in. You'll see it actually hits the outside of the post. That's how close we were to an equalising goal there. Shaves the outside of the post, and unfortunately we do lose the game at home against Napoli 1-0 thanks to that stoppage time at the end of the first half goal from Christian Benteke. It was a decent finish, but I was disappointed not to have gotten myself a point from that. But I guess St Etienne would have been disappointed not to have gotten themselves a point from the previous game. So swings and roundabouts and all that. But anyway, so Juventus still sit top of the table. If we'd gotten a win against Napoli, we would have been 1 point behind them. Unfortunately, thanks to the defeat, we're 4 points behind them. But still, Sassuolo continue to do well. Sat up there in second. Roma and Lazio, the two Rome sides, sat behind us, both locked on 27 points, although Roma's goal difference is significantly better. And actually, it's better than ours and Sassuolo. So we're going to have to make sure that we stay ahead of them on points, or at least improve our own goal difference. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. There'll be a My Player episode later on tonight, of course, as always. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take the links in the description to my second channel, which is new, to my Twitch, where I'll be streaming tonight, to my Twitter, where I'll be tweeting numerous times, and I'll see you next time.